Amisquatchie-Waskahikan, otherwise known as Edmonton, is a city deeply rooted in arts and culture. Home to diverse, passionate, emerging voices in music who deserve to be heard and appreciated. I'm Vissia, and this is Dirt City Songbook.
Hey, my name's Aladean Kheroufi. I'm from right here in sunny Edmonton, Alberta.
So, Aladean Kheroufi, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always a pleasure to hear your songs.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, totally. And like, because for a long time, you were mostly supporting other artists, and you still do that, like playing in bands. But when did your solo endeavor begin?
Probably like 2017 is when I kind of started like playing shows.
Yeah.
First time, but I mean, I've always been writing songs like since I was like 13, 14, always doing them, but maybe didn't have the confidence to go out and play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at 13, 14, what was giving you like inspiration, or like where were your influences coming from? What was like,
My God.
if you remember?
I have no recollection
No.
basically of it, to be honest.
Well, you were just blacked out that time, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
I don't know, just as like a young person, like I mean, like I'm very emotional as an adult, but like as a kid, I feel like I was even more sensitive and just like needed somewhere to like pour myself.
Yeah, I guess I was probably writing about crushes at that
yeah.
time. I'm always I love love songs. That's what I always gravitate towards.
This is something I've noticed about you.
I really like them.
Really love a love song.
I love a love song.
Yeah, totally. I do too. It took me a while to really come to those though, because I think for a while I was like, love songs are so cheesy, or like something about them like just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I think it was my problem. You know?
And I totally get that when people are like, oh, it's cheesy. It's like, I don't know, but like, just like embrace it. I kind of feel like, I don't know, like what's the thing you think about when you wake up? Like it should be love. And I think that like, that's what everyone should be thinking about. And if you approach everything with love, that's what's going to get you through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. Well, if you don't remember like what your influences would have been, do you remember what kind of a kid you were? Like,
I think I was more shy.
yeah.
And I came out of my shell later in my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you're still coming out of your shell?
Yeah. Definitely. You know, I still have like shy moments. They'll be like, I just want to stay at home. But then some days it's like the total opposite. Like I'm not really a homebody or anything. So
No,
I'm not really. I'll do like a lock-in for a few days if I just have to like work on stuff.
Yeah.
But I like going and I like meeting new people. I think it like helps me. I think it helps me write songs, like new experiences, especially. I never go out with the intention of that happening, but it happens.
Yeah, totally. So like, in terms of, I guess, songwriting and where that comes from, then meeting strangers, like going new places kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not one to write a song about something that didn't happen.
Okay. So like you need it to kind of be steeped in like your own reality.
Yeah. I think my songs sometimes are like too honest.
Like, and so are you sometimes afraid of like, because if you're writing about love and about other people and like, I guess it's about relationships really.
Yes.
Right. So does that feel very like, I don't know, risky sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I mean, and sometimes I'll send them to the person who it's about.
Oh, wow.
After like when it's done and just be like, hey, here you go. It's like, I feel like I have trouble sometimes like opening up to someone in a conversation where I'll shut down.
Yeah.
Like everything, but sometimes I find it's easier just to like put it in a song and like not sending it to them in a way of being like, here you go, take this.
Yeah.
It's just like when it's done, it's like, hey,
this is how I feel.
yeah, and it's fine. We don't have to talk about it unless they want to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I totally get that though, because sometimes like the whole shutting down thing that you just said, like I totally, that resonates with me so much. Because I feel like in the moment, sometimes you have like so many thoughts and emotions going on that you're like, I don't even know what to say. But then if you have like time for yourself to kind of like just unpack it a bit, it's like, and yeah, writing, it's just like you get this clarity about it in some way.
Yeah, and then after the song's done, I generally don't feel mad about it or as hurt by something. I find
it's cathartic that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like,
really.
okay, that like it's out in the world, and that's really nice. Yeah, it helps me.
So easy to I fall. I know I could be wrong. This feeling's good enough for another little love song to get me through the day. We can work it through the night. A smile stuck on my face, 'cause true love is inside. A simple twist of fate. Your love truly takes the cake. But my heart, yeah, it's my heart. It's my heart that will break. Every night I fight for my life. 12 rounds or more. They got guns, I brought a knife. Maybe she's the one who will stay in my corner. Forget my darker days. Let me cry on her shoulder. Yeah. If 1 and 1 is 2 and the sky is colored blue, then my heart, yeah, it's my heart. It's my heart that was made for you. Thinking way too much. Still I thank my lucky stars. Let the night drag on after hours at the bar. Man, I'm such a mess. Mr. Quiet Storm himself, dressing to impress, but too scared to ask for help. Stringing me along. In my mind, she's already gone. But my heart, yeah, it's my heart. It's my heart that was wrong. Yeah.
So like, because I know everyone has their own kind of like reasons for writing, and I think we all start with, okay, we're writing for ourselves. Was that kind of where you came from, do you think?
Yeah, I think you gotta look out for number one, like do it for yourself.
Yeah.
No one else is gonna do it for you.
Yeah. And in terms of like, I guess, considering the listener, for example, how much of that would you say that you do when you're creating?
I think that has to like just come naturally through like your own like music listening process. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you want it to sound good, you want people to like it, but I ain't gonna change a song for anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
I respect that big time. Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the music that you're creating now anyway, like it definitely has elements of kind of like, obviously all of the stuff that we create comes from something else that's already, you know, these things that have been done. But for you, I guess, yeah, where would you say like your roots are musically right now?
I mean, I listen to a lot of soul music. It's like the thing I listen to all the time, like 60s, like early 70s stuff, and then going into like 80s boogie stuff. But I don't think my stuff necessarily like feels exactly like that.
No.
I like to think it feels new, but like slightly like nostalgic in a way. You know, like at the end of the day, I think it's such a stupid blanket statement, but it's just like indie rock or indie music is like what it is. I don't know. It's just, I think it's modern music that is influenced by the past. I think that's really the thing. Like I listen to tons of new music when it, like every day. But like, you know, what I always go back to is like an old Soul 45 is that's what's going to make me tear up. Like,
yeah. I think that's something that's really cool about your music though, is like, you know, you can get those elements of like, you know, things that have people who have come before, music that's come before, but it doesn't feel like you're trying to be that at all.
Yeah.
So
I think it wouldn't be genuine if it was like a 100% throwback thing. Like
totally.
It's so hard to do that stuff. Like you have to live it, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You know, like, yeah. Like I've had like, you know, I've had a cell phone basically my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah. When did you get your first cell phone?
Grade 9.
Grade 9.
It's not my whole life, but
Was it like the flip?
I had like the one that like went sideways and you had like the whole keyboard.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Did it have a camera yet?
Yeah, but that camera would have sucked.
Yeah. I think I remember having something similar to that, but I don't know if it like did it the sideways. It might have went like up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some T9 action.
Yeah. It wasn't quite the tiny computers we have now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use your phone a lot these days for like capturing ideas and things like that for writing?
Oh yeah. Like my voice memo is my main thing. Like so many of like me driving of just like singing.
Yeah.
But I do a really chaotic thing where I think a lot of people do, but do the same thing who are writers that I don't name anything.
I don't either. I was just about to ask you that.
So yeah, the amount of like things that say like my address at home or my studio address, and it's like, and then the number like 72 is like, or just like wherever I'm driving just does that. I was listening to like a ton of them on a flight a couple of days ago. I was like, I'm just going through all these voice memos, like from like dating back to like 2016 or something. And I was just like,
Trip.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. But you know, I found some good ideas. And it's cool, like seeing like when you're like in different cities, like seeing where you were, like
totally,
like seeing like an address, like in New York, seeing like whoa, like 115 Troutman. I'm like, oh, crazy, that's cool. Like
transports you back.
Yeah, totally. And and then you kind of like remember exactly when it happened.
Yeah,
like,
for better or for worse.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
When you're like starting to write new songs, I mean, you're probably writing all the time a little bit. Is that?
Yeah. I'm always thinking about ideas and like singing in my head, or sometimes out loud when I walk. Like I walk around like and then someone's like.
Do you usually start with a melody of some kind, or?
Yeah, I'm usually melody and lyrics. Like it's usually like one lyric idea, and then I kind of just fumble around with it, and yeah. It's always melody based first, and then I do chords after.
Okay.
It doesn't work for me if I write the chords first.
Oh, interesting.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because everyone does it differently, and it can change too. Like, has your like writing process changed a lot since starting to write songs, or has it kind of been sort of the same?
I'm quicker.
You're quicker. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it's more the thing where when I first started writing, like every time I wrote a song, I felt like such a big deal.
Yeah.
And now it's like I have like dozens of throwaways.
It's like less precious about it in a way.
Less precious, yeah, and like doing a lot of like stealing from my old songs that I wrote. Them like, I'm not going to use that one. I don't like it. Like listening back, I'm like, it's not that good. But like maybe there's that one lyric in there. I'm like, oh, like that will actually work in this song now, because it's like I'm probably writing about the same thing, the same like failed relationship or something, you know, or like but it's just like, oh well, it's like it still makes sense in this song. It's just like I had to think it through a bit longer.
Yeah, so, totally.
But I'm way quicker at songs where I definitely way more now like sit down and can finish the song in like 5 minutes or something. Like,
really?
Like as long as it takes to write, or as long as it takes to sing it, I'll write a song all the time.
Just falls out of you.
Yeah, and I think it's like part of the thing of like leaning into like the cheesiness of something. It's like oh, well, that rhyme's already been done before. It's like man, like everything's been done before. So, and I think that also comes from like the soul music thing of like a lot of those songs are super cheesy. Like anything came out on like Stax or all these like small labels out of like Texas and like Ohio, like you know they're just trying to like churn out songs. And it's like it's okay if like every song has the word love in it or
like 5
baby.
times.
Yeah, it's fine, whatever. Like you like do a rhyme that everyone knows. Like there's something really comforting in familiarity, I believe.
Yeah, I think there is. And, you know, sometimes you're listening to a song and you already know what the next lyric's going to be.
That's great. That means it'll get stuck in their head, or they'll remember it when they want to like Google it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think with writing, it's like, with that cheesiness that you're talking about, it's like not letting yourself put on like your editor's cap too soon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Because that's something I've always struggled with for sure, is like getting into editing mode and you're like, okay, but you haven't even like fleshed out your whole idea yet. Like, what are you doing?
And like, I don't know, I think you just like trust yourself a bit more all the time, right? Like your first idea is probably the best idea. The simplest way is the best way, right? A piece of cheese pizza is better than a piece of pizza with like a million things on it, right?
I agree. Yeah. Do you find that that happens in like when you go into the studio to record as well? Like it's you're just like usually operating on your instincts like a lot and just like really intuitive and like, okay, this is the first thing, this is what's right.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a just like record and just play, like take a minimal amount of takes. Like I think there's like, it's going to sound more genuine if you just do it. And if there's a couple of mistakes in there, like that's what makes it real. Like I feel like, at least the music I'm doing, I don't think that works all the time for people, but what I'm doing, like, I don't, that's like all the records that I love. Like that's how it was made. It was like, no one really knew what they were doing. It's just like, okay, just like rip it. And then like the imperfections are what give it character and give it like the real feeling. Like you want it to feel like someone's in the room with you.
Yeah.
Wake up early, hammer in your head. You knew that you had this in store. From a late night walk to the liquor store when we should have stayed in bed. Come on, grab another bag, get off a plane. Feel so jet lagged. You know it's all common sense, but we don't got much in common. Like poetry and politics. When Nixon won, you swore it was fixed. It takes a while for some things to click, like what you just said to me. Sure, we've all thought about this before, but to speak about it seems like such a chore. No one ever loved the war on drugs or in Iraq. It's just like you and me and the American dream. Know that it was never meant to be. Just like you and me, the American dream. Know that it was never meant to be. Oh no. So kick me out, I don't care at all. Sit right down and build a wall. You've made of your uncertainty, weave it into melancholy melody. It gets stuck in your head like your favorite song. It makes you spin, just like hitting the bomb. You're on the right side of the wrong, but you can't vote for anybody. For president, I've already spent all my money on things that I don't need, like a brand new jacket and an eighth of weed. It barely got me stoned. It's just like you and me and the American dream. Know that it was never meant to be. Just like you and me and the American dream.
Is there anything that you like in terms of like people listening to your music, is there something that you hope that they kind of get from it?
I mean, I hope people can relate to it. I think that's the main thing. Like, I hope it can help someone when they're feeling down. I think that's what I really hope for when someone else listens to it. But like we were saying earlier, like the main thing is I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for anyone.
Totally.
Like, it's like I have to do this. It's like how it feels. So
yeah.
And I hope other people like it. And if they don't, whatever.
Yeah, no, totally. And like, yeah, like one thing I've kind of started to develop as kind of like, I don't know, my idea about like being an artist and like writing songs and how they can connect with other people is like, it kind of feels to me like a little bit like service work sometimes. Like, does that kind of...
Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe not like you're not like consciously thinking about it, but then when you see like how it can connect with people and help them, you're like, oh, this like feels like I'm putting something good into the world where like maybe I'm making my little corner like a little bit nicer.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, like when someone like comments like, I love that song, like it really, they say it helped them something out there, or even they just say they like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, sweet, that's...
You felt something.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, I think like what I try to tell myself, especially like to finish songs quicker.
Yeah.
I'm like, at the end of the day, like no one cares. Like, there's so much music in the world. Like
there is so much music. Yeah. You have to do it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You have to like flip from day to day to be like, this is the most important thing in the world. And the next day you're like, who cares?
Yeah. Like, yeah. It fluctuates a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, totally. And you kind of have to be like, I mean, in order to do this kind of work anyway, like, yeah, you have to be willing to roll with those kinds of emotions all the time.
Totally.
Like one day you're like, wow, this is the best thing I could do with my life. And another day you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Why am I not an accountant? Like,
well, I think we know, but
yeah, I just spend my money for it. So,
I mean, bless accountants, but not all of us want to be them.
Yeah.
So you started kind of more like putting yourself out there as a solo artist in 2017. And, you know, fast forward a handful of years, a lot of things have happened, obviously.
Yeah.
But, what kinds of things are you kind of looking ahead to for yourself? Or do you kind of have like a vision of what you would like to do with this project and like where you want to take it?
I just finished my own record. It's all done. It's coming out in this summer, like 2022. So that'll be good. And it's been a long time coming. I've been working on it a long time. Not like consistent work. It's just that I've had it for a long time. Mm-hmm. Whenever I have time, it's like how I've always like treated my own stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just want to play shows for people. Like that's what's fun. And I just want to do the next record. Like I said, like it is just a constant writing thing.
Yeah.
And like when it's out, like I know it's like you're releasing a record, but like it fully feels like a release. Like it's a weight off your shoulder. You got these songs out here. Like I was saying earlier, like if it's out there and maybe you didn't talk to a person about something that went wrong, it's out there if they want to hear your side of the story, which is really, really nice. And it's just like, you know what? I don't care if they listen to it, but
just for you though, you're like, I know it's out there.
They have the option if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where should people stay in touch with you if they want to follow along with what you're doing?
I guess like Instagram is the best place, like Aladean Kheroufi or a.d.kheroufi, Kheroufi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like Instagram's probably the best place that I would actually check. But you can also send me an email, send me a text if you can find my number. Just ask around. I'm sure someone will give it to you.
Yeah, totally. Well, I just want to say thanks again for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really stoked to see what happens with this new album and everything else. So
thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me. Had a great time.
Thanks.